everybody, I'm here at Hangzhou in China for HIKMICRO's global conference.
Coming up, I popped to China for a tour of HIKMICRO's factory to see how the kit we rely on is made. With 270 delegates from around the globe to celebrate HIK's success, we get to see visions of the future. This is China, and this is Team Foxer.
Ridiculously humid. Made it through. We're just on baggage reclaim. Hello. How are we doing?
Yeah, great. Everyone's here?
Yes. So we've just come outside the terminal. How would you describe the weather, David?
It's warm, Brock. It's very, very warm.
Yep.
We've all got rid of all various different layers, but there's only...
I've nothing else to take on.
That's it. That's it.
Coming to China, I wasn't sure what I'd see, to be honest, but I don't think I quite expected this. Every verge, every plant, every road and every building, it was pristine. It was built up to buggery, and yet it was beautiful. I'd never been around buildings on this scale before, not even in London. The scale of development was truly breathtaking. Architecture that drew your eyes in, and it drew them upward, and it went on for miles. The 17-hour journey so far had been fairly arduous, which for some was just a little too much. Me, I was like a kid in a sweet shop. I wanted to take it all in. Checking in itself was an event, issued with a lovely handmade welcome gift, a goodie bag and t-shirts, a few photos and the customary signing of the wall, and you soon realised the scale of the event of which you were a part of. And after some much needed food, it was up to the room for some much needed sleep, though not before exploring the room, of course.
Open by themselves. What? Oh my goodness, look at this. Have you ever seen anything like it? Whoa. So I'm on the 33rd floor, which is pretty insane.
As far as you could see, and in all directions, with the exception of a few lumpy bits of rock in the way, were buildings. Really tall buildings. So many. Now, my missus would love this. No excuses for leaving the seat up. Room service, anybody?
Cheerio.
That's not something you see every day, is it?
Good morning, everybody. I'm here at Hangzhou in China for HIKMICRO's global conference. There's a lot of people here. We're about to go and do the factory tour, if I can find Dave and Neil. it should be quite exciting. We're going to get to see behind the scenes where the stuff is made. I'm very much looking forward to this. I'll catch you in a bit. Queuing up to go in. Pretty big complex actually, all HIKMICRO. Gonna get fragged by a bus.
In 2001, a seed of technological innovation took root on the banks of the Chintan River. From security to AIoT, more than 20 years of growth has reshaped HIKE business boundaries. Today, HIKE has established 11 R&D centers and 7 manufacturing complexes, providing products and services to more than 150 countries and regions.
So after the initial introduction, we were led through a display of current HIKE technologies currently in use around the world. And I never knew HIKE were involved in so much cutting edge stuff. Airport scanners that don't use X-rays, body scanners, smart city technology. They're in health, education, retail. The list went on and on and on. This stuff was really quite exciting. The potential of their species and habitat monitoring cameras working with industry-leading AI technology. Mind-blowing. Oh, and of course, robots. Now, who doesn't love a really cool robot? These factory robots we'd see working for real later that day.
Bit warm when you come out.
Warm enough for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very.
A spot of lunch before heading off to start our factory and research and development centre tours. Now, there was a fair amount of the site that I wasn't allowed to film, but trust me, I've been in hospitals that weren't anywhere near as clean as the research and development labs, with its 10 times filtered air, sterile rooms and people working in suits.
So we've just had a really good look around all of the camera stuff and the surveillance stuff, and that part of the factory was massive. It took ages to get around it, and we only saw a really small fraction of it. What is very evident is the level of protection they go to secure not just the site but the products themselves. Anti-static rooms, people working in suits. They really do pay very close attention to detail when it comes to perfection. We're now about to go into the hunting products bit so we can have a little look at all the kinds of stuff we use every day. Let's go and have a look.
So as I mentioned, it wasn't long before we were shown the assembly lines where some of the more familiar looking kit starts to take shape. Fine-tuning, calibration and testing of every single product means you know it'll work when you take it out the box the other end. a slightly greener ride back to the hotel, and I was quite excited at spotting this drone spraying a field. And that was another sign of just how much technology is making most aspects of daily life a little bit easier. Well, it's back to the hotel now, and it's time for a few well-earned beers with the guys before watching the light show and then bed.
Well, it's day 2 of the conference, and we are in the main hall with an absolute ton of people, and we're going to see some new stuff, and we're going to hear all about the vision going forward. It should be very exciting.
After the conference, or summit, HIKE announced a programme of 6 worldwide consultants, of which yours truly is one of, so we'll be responsible for helping develop the products of the future. Exciting!
Let's take a picture at this moment.
This was followed by an awards ceremony, of which Team Foxer was recognised for its contribution to social media.
Rob Wormsley from YouTube channel Team Foxer is recognised for his efforts in the UK.
So I got the French Guys award at first. Very proud I was indeed. Hey, that's mine. After the awards ceremony and the conference, it was time for the media types to do their professional thing and even take part in some interviews.
I think the factory tour, looking at the level of detail and just how carefully everything is crafted, and the research and development centre.
I had other things to attend to. I just wanted to use this since I got here.
Okay, so we are now in the Kazi. I know, it's strange, but this is one of these fancy toilets. So we have a function here at the top, which is cleaning your eye. Oh. Yeah. And then blow dry. We've got a fan. So I've just pressed this one. We're now going to give it a blow dry. Making some noises. That's like a Dyson blade up your a-hole.
After my deep clean, shower and shave, no, not all on the loo, the summit room made way for a multi-course banquet. I mastered the chopsticks, I tried a chicken's foot as well as some other lovely stuff, and David, well, he ate half the plastic that separates the pancakes. Silly boy.
Breakfast time. Lots of jams and stuff. Muffins, toast. Check this out. This little honey thing.
Day 3 wasn't quite so busy for us. It was still blisteringly hot outside at a mere 37 degrees, and with 100% humidity, I was very pleased to be in an air-conditioned bus on another ride to one of HIK's complexes. Difficult to see the signage here, but the building on the left is HIK Fire, the building on the right is HIK Semi. No idea. But it's another clinical, impressive complex where a contingent of the brightest minds from around the world meet to discuss matters of the utmost importance. Just not today.
A win-win situation, like thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Any more?
Well, I think those are the bingo, I can do all that.
I did, however, sit not just next to Neil, but I had a good chat with Rodney from RJM Hunting Australia. Well worth a subscription and time to watch his immense back catalogue. I'd very much like to collaborate with Rodney in the not too distant future, so who knows, we could be making a trip down under. And at the end of day 3 we had an early finish, so I went for a brief look around the city and found some intriguing wildlife, and, surprisingly, found some wildlife in the middle of all that concrete jungle.
I don't know if you can hear that noise. I think it's like crickets or something in a tree. Super loud. I've just seen some pretty cool crabs in the river that goes over. And there's some funky type of bird here. Looks a little bit like a magpie crossed with a blackbird. Too freaking hot to be out here. Way too hot. You've got a sprawling city here, but just behind this little hedge, I don't know if you can see, but people are cultivating plants, growing crops, in these little alcovey bits, hidden away. You know, there's fencing all around it and stuff, but they're growing maize. I think they're growing potatoes. You know, it's quite interesting how every available little bit of soil in the city centre, if it's not earmarked for development, then someone's growing crops on it, which I think's pretty ingenious, pretty cool. Lots of different flavoured chicken food. It's a good job I got in when I did, because it's just started hammering down. I can see all the way up the street, all the way up there. It's raining and it's making its way down. Here, it's still dry here, look. But it's coming.
As the rain poured, it didn't dampen my spirits. It was a long way to go, but I leave China with a renewed opinion of the country that many are still wary of. I had plenty of time to reflect on what I'd seen. And, yes, I've seen the new products that will be out in the UK very soon, and guys, you're going to want to see what's coming. For now, let's try and get some rest, eh boys?